Angel Reese reveals fans' wild reaction after she forgot to sign an autograph. Angel Reese forgetting to sign a fan's autograph led to her getting insulted over the Rookie of the Year race. WNBA star Angel Reese spoke on her podcast about an insult she received from a fan recently. Reese told the story of how she struggles to sign all the items put in front of her and forgot one fan because she didn't have the time. The fan took this slight personally and remarked that this was the reason Caitlin Clark won Rookie of the Year over her. "Sometimes I be busy, I can't sign everything." One man was like, "That's why you're not Rookie of the Year. And that white girl is better than you." And I'm like, "You wanted me to sign your thing and now you don't like me, people be so mad. And I'd be wanting to take a picture with you, but baby, I can't be obligated to take the picture." Angel Reese is right when saying she is not obligated to sign every item from every fan, and her choosing not to sign something to preserve her time is no license for anyone to insult her. While the story may seem funny in isolation, it does tell a story of entitlement from basketball fans when interacting with these stars. Reese had a great season with the Chicago Sky in her rookie year in the WNBA. She averaged 13.6 points, 13.1 rebounds, 1.9 assists, 1.3 steals, and 0.5 blocks per game while shooting 39.1% from the field and 18.8% from the three-point line. While her shooting numbers definitely need to improve, her stats show that she can be a star in the league as she averaged a double-double. In fact, Reese broke the WNBA season record for rebounds during her rookie year. However, she would soon be eclipsed by reigning WNBA MVP Aya Wilson, who broke the record just a few games later. In fact, Wilson took a shot at Reese after breaking her record, suggesting that Reese chases rebounds to pad her stats. Reese's great season was not enough to eclipse her college and WNBA rival Caitlin Clark, as the first overall pick in the 2024 WNBA draft averaged 19.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, 8.4 assists, 1.3 steals, and 0.7 blocks while shooting 41.7% from the field and 34.4% from the three-point line to win the WNBA Rookie of the Year award. Angel Reese will be back for revenge. Losing out to her rival in the Rookie of the Year race will no doubt sting for Angel Reese. But make no mistake about it, she will be back next season to try and usurp Clark in the WNBA. Reese does have experience in getting the better of Clark, as she defeated Clark's Iowa State team with LSU in the NCAA National Championship Tournament in 2023. Reese didn't close out the season with the Chicago Sky, as she sustained a wrist injury that ruled her out for the final few games of the season. But when the new WNBA season begins next year, she will look to resume her rivalry with Caitlin Clark. Clark and Reese's long-standing rivalry has played a major part in the newfound popularity of the WNBA. Two stars garnered a lot of interest in the collegiate game and have translated that interest into genuine star power. In fact, their final encounter last season set the WNBA record for the most expensive game ever. Which player will end up having the better career between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark? As things stand, Clark definitely has the advantage, but Reese has plenty of time to close the gap and establish herself as the premier player of her generation. Caitlin Clark influence summed up by Nafisa Collier after heated WNBA debate. Through a landmark rookie campaign in the WNBA, Indiana Fever superstar Caitlin Clark has received high praise from Minnesota Lynx rival Nafisa Collier as she waded into a fierce debate. Minnesota Lynx superstar Nafisa Collier has admitted that Caitlin Clark deserves to be earning more than her current salary, after helping to transform the popularity of the women's game. The Indiana Fever point guard experienced a landmark first campaign in the WNBA as she delivered on her billing after being selected as the #1 overall pick in the draft in 2024. Bringing her form from her collegiate days onto the professional stage, the 22-year-old was Rookie of the Year in her first season. Averaging 19.2 points, a league-high 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds on average per game, she broke 11 records in total in a milestone showing across the term. Her performances also inspired major fanfare at arenas around the country, with sellout crowds turning out to watch Clark in action. Caitlin Clark receives another WNBA recognition as Angel Reese misses out. Caitlin Clark reacts to all WNBA vote after Liberty star Sabrina Ionescu's mock. Now, Lynx rival Collier has praised the youngster for her influence, as she called for the Fever Ace to receive a rise on her $75,000 a year pay. She said it's just so crazy because the growth that Caitlyn has brought to the game, the sheer amount of money that she's making these teams, people are having to move their venues for when she comes to play. And she's getting paid like $75,000 a year by the WNBA. So definitely we want to be a part of that change, and that's what we're doing. I think she deserves that. I think she should be one of the top paid players in the world just for the sheer numbers she's bringing. Her words come after the controversy surrounding remarks from WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, who refused to put the league's upsurge in popularity all down to Clark, saying no league is ever about one player. That one player could get hurt or whatever. So I think it's just to give recognition that in sports people watch for compelling content and rivalries, and you can't do that alone as one person. The Indiana superstar's salary has long been subject to discourse, with President Joe Biden even wading into the debate over her pay previously, saying women in sports continue to push new boundaries and inspire us all. But right now we're seeing that even if you're the best, women are not paid their fair share. However, Engelbert appeared in no mood to entertain these comments as she hit back at criticism as representing a narrative. Speaking at the Changemakers Summit in New York City back in April, the league commissioner said Caitlyn has the ability to make up to $500,000 just in WNBA wages this year. So they're just looking at a base which is collectively bargained and actually is low because she's the #1 pick. But she also has millions and millions of dollars in endorsements, and actually because she's declared to become pro, her endorsements are higher in dollar value. She has a global platform now, not just a US platform, so she's going to do just fine as well.